I see your videos, though. I see you still kicking butt over there.
Welcome to the Planning Board meeting, Thursday, March 6, 2025. In compliance with the Open and Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, PL 1975, adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by mailing the annual schedule of meetings to the Star Ledger, Union County Local Source, Union County Hawk, and Tappan to Clark, by posting such annual meeting schedule on the bulletin board in Town Hall reserved for such announcements, and by the proper filing of said notice with the Township Clerk. Formal action may be taken at this meeting. This meeting is judicial proceeding. Any questions or comments must be limited to issues that are relevant to what the board may legally consider in reaching a decision, and decorum appropriate to a judicial hearing must always be maintained. We do roll call. Mayor Albanese, Mr. Ulrich.
Here.
Mr. Benetti, Mr. Koch.
Here.
Mr. Triola.
Here.
Mr. Altman, Mr. Steinberg,
Here.
Mr. Picado, Mr. Arancio,
Here.
and Mr. Gribb,
Here.
and Mr. Cruz.
Here.
Okay, can we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
All correspondence to the Planning Board is available for the public's viewing at Town Hall. I make a motion to, I skipped out of order, I'm doing 5 correspondence. Has everyone had a chance to read the minutes from the February 6, 2025 meeting?
Yes.
Any comments or questions? If none, I make a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mike. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Now correspondence. All correspondence to the board is available at Town Hall for the public viewing at their leisure. So as such, I make a motion to dispense with the reading. Do I have a second? Second. Thank you, Lance. On to item Affordable Housing Subcommittee and Planning Board representatives. Councilor, would you give us a little overview of this?
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Chair. You may remember that at the last Planning Board meeting in February, I updated the board on the actions that have been taken by the Township Council. The first action that the Township Council took was to accept the Department of Community Affairs allocation of the affordable housing obligation of the Township for the 4th round. The Township Council, after reviewing it with the Township Planner, decided that the calculations performed by the Department of Community Affairs were consistent with applicable law, and they adopted a resolution and directed the Township Attorney to notify the court of that, and the Township Attorney filed a declaratory judgment action notifying the court that the Township was accepting that obligation, and did so in a timely fashion by the end of January, by January 31st. The next deadline under the new legislation that had to be met was anyone that wanted to object to the action taken by the town, whether it was residents, developers, Fair Share Housing Center, had until February 28th to file an objection to the township's action. February 28th has come and passed, and no challenge or objection has been filed with respect to the township's acceptance of the allocation. The township also, as I reported to you last month, has decided to appoint a special affordable housing council to guide the township and the planning board for the next 5 months or so to develop an affordable housing plan, also known as a housing element and fair share plan. Within that context, at the last or the February 18th council meeting, the council created an affordable housing subcommittee, and that committee consists of various members, the mayor and a council designee, a representative of the planning board, the township attorney, special affordable housing council, and planner. And that group is going to be meeting periodically, and it's going to really develop the housing element and fair share plan that the board will ultimately review. As I said to you, there's a representative of the planning board on that, and the chair has graciously agreed to volunteer for that position. And unless there's an objection from the board, I think that the Township Council will accept that volunteerism or that effort to meet be the representative of the board. So with that background, the next step that the planning board has to take is, and the town, by the end of June 30th, it has to adopt the housing element and fair share plan, which is the affordable housing plan, and that's what this committee is going to be working on with input from the elected officials, the administration, the planning board, and township professionals. So that gives you an overview of where we stand and what that subcommittee is. The Madam Clerk did circulate the Township Council's resolution, so you have that also in front of you. So if you have any questions or want to proceed in a different way, Mr. Chair.
Thank you for that very good overview. We don't have to do anything with the correspondence from the council.
No.
Okay.
No, as long as the board is fine with your being the representative, that's good.
Any questions or comments on the board? If not, we'll move on to resolutions. Resolution to memorialize site plan application for 16 Rose Terrace, blocks 185.01, lot 1603. Is anyone have any questions or comments on that resolution?
Mr. Chair, just one item. I made a mistake on that resolution on page 2. At the top of the page, item C2, I wrote down 5.2/4.8 feet, and that 2 should really be a 4. It should be 5.4/4.8 feet, and that was pointed out to me by the applicant's engineer. And so with that correction, if there's a motion and a second, that would be appropriate.
With that correction, I make a motion to accept that application, pass application. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mike. Roll call.
Mr. Ulrich?
Yes.
Mr. Koch?
Yes.
Mr. Triola?
Yes.
Mr. Steinberg?
Yes.
Mr. Rancio?
Yes.
Mr. Gribb?
Yes.
Moving on to the Chase Bank resolution. This resolution memorializes site plan application for 1180 Raritan Road, Chase Bank, Block 60, Lot 22. Does the board have any questions or comments on that?
Mr. Chair, I apologize. I got my resolutions mixed up. What I just said was for the Chase resolution,
Okay.
not for the 16 Rose resolution. I apologize. I lost my place on the agenda. So that, why don't you, just to make sure that, just vote on the 16 Rose Terrace Lane and then re-vote on the 1180 Raritan application.
Okay.
So go ahead with 16 Rose.
Okay, we're going to re-vote on the 16 Rose Terrace. There was no changes made to it. It stands as we all reviewed it. I
Correct.
make a motion to approve it. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mike, seconded. Roll call.
Mr. Ulrich?
Yes.
Mr. Koch?
Yes.
Mr. Triola?
Yes.
Mr. Steinberg?
Yes.
Mr. Rancio?
Yes.
Mr. Gribb?
Yes.
Okay, for Block 60, Lot 22, with the distance corrections pointed out by Counselor. Does anyone have any comments or questions? No? I make a motion to approve that resolution. Do I have a second?
Second.
Who
Thank you, Joe.
Joe?
A roll call, please.
Mr. Ulrich?
Yes.
Mr. Koch?
Yes.
Mr. Triola?
Yes.
Mr. Steinberg?
Yes.
Mr. Rancio?
Yes.
Mr. Gribb?
Yes.
Okay, that takes care of all the resolutions tonight. At this point, any member of the public wishing to come forward to discuss anything with the board can do so. I make a motion to open the board to this meeting to the public. May I have a second?
Second.
Mike, thank you. Any from the public would like to come forward? Seeing no one come forward, I make a motion to close the meeting. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Lance. we have any new business? No? Any old business? Okay, our next meetings are April 3rd, May 1st, June 5th. I make a motion to adjourn the meeting. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Joe. Meeting adjourned.